This is why it comes back to the harmonica. Do you understand? Thought we'd slide that in there, but it's true. It is true. Karen found something that said that the shamans and people of old would play the harmonica because it balances the energies between heaven and earth. Do you understand this? What else, Gail? What weren't we clear on? She's still thinking.
It's those harmonics that, I understand that it's a combination of kind of creating the harmonic and joining a harmonic.
Listen, there is the P that wants to understand it. The P says, please explain it to me, I want a picture, I've got to understand this. And these are difficult things to understand without getting mathematical and technical and all these things, and it's not where you want to go today. And then there is the experience of it. You follow?
Mm-hmm.
And you are in a time when the more you improve the use of your personal awareness, just by enjoying, noticing and paying attention to whatever, and just being yourself, doing what it takes to be yourself, and doing things that are good for yourself, that make you feel good. This helps you to sing a finer song and raises your consciousness, and this helps all of Earth reach new harmonics. There will be, and there all are, stages in which these harmonics can be integrated. For a long time, people can work really on this and that to improve their life and to become clearer and clearer. And if you've noticed this thing about awareness, it's not like you can sit back and say, I'm far more aware than I was 5 minutes ago. You don't usually say that from day to day, do you? And yet in the progression of what you call linear time, when you reflect back on perhaps how you used to think or what you believed about yourself a few years ago or years ago, you can sense the progression. That progression in awareness is a progression in achieving new harmonics. It is important for the people of Earth to vibrate with new harmonics. This is your initiation, as we spoke about initiation last night. And these harmonics are part of an achievement of consciousness. They demonstrate a certain level of awareness. Some beings that study your planet, such as we and many, many others, have abilities, sometimes in terms of what you call technologies, of a organic nature, let's say, machines in certain terms, and other times it is all done by reading minds and energies. But the harmonics of Earth can be felt and read. That is why sometimes things that appear in the skies, they appear to those whose frequencies they can read. You're highly readable without any technological surveillance. The higher one goes in consciousness, the easier it is to read the frequencies of others. So lots of people over the last 100 years have been pushing this up, wanting to improve their state of mind. And yet for so many people, they don't understand the complexity of the mind and the body. Our teachings are designed to simplify, really simplify some extraordinarily difficult and complex concepts. What will happen is that after a while, the cosmic radiation that is affecting change on your planet, that is heating things up and changing all kinds of atmospheric and magnetic changes throughout the solar system, this will reach a certain peak point. Your harmonics then will jump to match it. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. What you will see in the next 2 years is a series of jumps, as if the harmonics of humanity are building a certain something, and they are saying, all right, can we reach up, and something is coming at you, and it will magnetize you and pull you up a little further, and there will be a settling across the board in humanity of a group realization. It's the ideal. Not everyone's going to manifest it in the same way, but this would be the downloads that will go into humanity. For some people it will be too much, they can't take it. The nervous systems will be fried. In some ways, you are the troublemakers of all the things that are happening on the planet. Because you have given up the belief systems that have been foisted upon you. And the seasons of change call for those belief systems to fall apart. So in one way or another, it is going to happen. But you are pushing, all of you, there are millions of you around the planet, pushing those parameters because of urges that you feel inside, some of which were let's say, activated in this lifetime to awareness, but all of which you brought with you as let's say, the goals and purposes of your soul spirit. But none of you have the bigger picture of what you will be engaged in and what you are really dismantling and creating. And this is a good thing. Sometimes it's best to be really immersed. Sometimes you need vision as well. Who has question, comments?
This is Ronnie.
Ronnie, go ahead, please. Welcome.
Ironically, Gail asked the very question I had in mind, but I'd like to piggyback on that.
Or a little louder, if you would, please.
I'd like to piggyback on Gail's question. I was listening to the same tape, apparently. And you also mentioned that raising the frequency allows us to come to another harmonic and access the codes. Also leads to the black holes and multidimensional experience.
Yes.
And I'm sensing that's kind of where we're going, and I don't know if you want to go further into that, but that's what I'm curious about. What is there's no endpoint, but how will we manage awareness of our multidimensional reality? What is the function or the use of that?
All right, this is a good question. Well said. How will we manage the use of our multidimensionality? Let us say that you are multidimensional right now. And you tend to think in terms of, well, when I get there or when I figure it out. It is a given that you are multidimensional beings that operate in a belief system that is based on a linear concept of time and space. Does that make sense to all of you?
Yes.
So you are already multi-D, but the society that you live in has trained you to ignore that and to take on a belief system that, let's say, is a core foundation of your society at this time. Now, being multi-dimensionally aware gives, let's say, great vitality to the body. Number one, for many people, it will eliminate their fear of death. Those of you who sense you've lived before, you don't carry around the fear that the large majority of people have on this planet about dying. Do you understand this? Second of all, a multidimensional playful awareness. As you've come to a timeline party there, Ronnie, and many of you have played with us along the lines of time, you realize that you live again and again, and that each of these characters has purpose and story, and that the purpose and energy and intelligence of these timelines moves around and is interactive from one lifetime to another. Today, society has become enthralled with twittering, twixing, emailing, doing all these things. Imagine a greater flow of information and commerce, and that you can sort of twix your timelines because you know who they are, that they become more interactive, and that you never lose the integrity of Ronnie, of who you are now. Think of multidimensionality as not something that is a burden or too confusing to humanity. Think of it as a realization, just as the presence of ancestors, that the people you've known, you've loved, they leave the body, they die. But imagine the presence of ancestors around you, feeling them, being able to talk to them in their, let's say, other life. There is a sense of purpose. There would be a sense for all of humanity of the responsibility of what they are connected to. how large the family of Earth is.